Guys, congratulations on the film.
Thank you very much.
It's fantastic. And as a guy who was a teenager in 1999, showing my age, I am nearly 40. It was so nice to see North London and to see you guys getting up to antics that I was kind of getting up to. No drugs, Mum, if you're watching. But it seemed like you guys had such a great time on set together. Reggie was talking about how immediately you guys got on, and now you get the bonus of being friends in real life. The whole experience, that being with Reggie, being in this film, it must be such an amazing. You must still pinching yourself that you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, yeah. We had a premiere on Monday, and then we were like, mate, is it a Monday? Because we had a Friday feeling. We definitely felt like it was Friday. But it's just overwhelming, you know, seeing our faces on posters and people sending us snaps being like, I can see you on the tube, I can see you on this. Or it's just, you know, I think we've worked so long and so hard for this moment, and I think it's kind of a bit overwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because we've lived with Pirates for nearly 2 years. We all auditioned for it in December 2019. So it's been a long time coming. And, you know, of course, with a long break. So it's like, wow, it's finally coming. And, you know, the poster's there and it's coming out in, you know, less than 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a moment we thought it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
And now it has. And it's just like, oh my God, we're here.
Yeah.
And I still can't believe it. Like, I'm still processing it. Yeah.
Was that your first premiere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
that experience like going to it for the first time? Because I do the other side. I do the red carpet interviews and stuff like that. But for you guys doing your first film, that must be a strange, like, out of body experience, I can imagine.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say the wrong thing. So I was very cautious and very like focused, even though everyone's like, have fun. I was kind of like, no, like, I can have fun in the after party, but this is like our first premiere. I want to like soak everything in and listen to everyone and take everyone's words and advice, and you know. But it was a great experience. We all had fun. We all had our pictures.
Yeah.
We all got dapper, wore suits. It was really smart.
You got to see an audience as well, which if you'd done this a year ago, you wouldn't have been able to do. That's an added bonus.
It's crazy.
So much fun.
Yeah. No,
So much fun.
It's a very like crazy experience because as you're just digesting you being on the red carpet, you're in the middle of the movie and like, and then as the film ends and then 2 hours later, like, oh my God, the movie ended and everyone, you live kind of like, I'm living like 3 days in the past, so it's gonna probably hit me tomorrow like, oh my God, I had a premiere. Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah, you had a premiere, bro.
Yeah.
You had a premiere.
Yeah, I was there. Did you see me?
Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah.
You guys are so great together in the movie. It's such a great trifecta. I wondered what you thought was the guys' biggest strength, but also maybe their biggest weakness. What do you think those things are?
Sorry, man.
What, our characters?
I can say
Your characters,
Yeah,
yeah.
I say the weakness. I say my character's biggest weakness is probably his communication. I think a lot of problems could have been solved if he opened up, and that's something that I talk to people about, is that feeling of men feeling like they can't open up to their friends because, you know, you're not going to be seen as a manly man, and I think that's something that I wanted to kind of express with Cappo, and the struggle that happens when you bottle things up and how it can affect you and how it can play out in the film. And I think that was important for me, as well as showing the vulnerability that men do show, and because we all have feelings, and I think it was important to show men on camera in a different way and relationships in a different way where, you know, we can hug each other, we can kiss each other, we can put each other in a headlock, and that's what friendship is. And I don't think we regularly see that on TV and on camera because it doesn't look cool, but we're not cool, we just think we're cool. So that's why Pirates is such a different film.
Yeah, man. I'd say in terms of weakness, I think weakness overall as a collective is communication. But for me personally, as Kidda, I think it's like being quite resistant to change, not understanding things change with the times. And I think if Cappo was more communicative and Kidda was a bit more like, you know, accepted change a bit easier, I think we wouldn't have a movie. So I'm happy those things happen actually.
So, I think Two Tonne's weakness is being honest.
Yeah.
And his strength is lying. A lot. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a nice use.
We forgot about our character strengths.
Strengths.
Yeah, did you say a strength?
That's too many. I don't know. I have no idea.
Too many.
I thought you guys were going to mention strengths like Moschino because you're like dressed in Moschino stuff
I mean,
all the way through.
the style.
Stylistically, it's pretty.
Stylistically, pretty. We're there. We're up there.
Yeah.
That's on a runway.
Yeah.
And also, it's a period piece, and I'm guessing you guys were born not in the 90s or on the cusp of the 90s.
Yeah.
99.
So you were very young when
just made it.
this stuff was happening. What was it like, kind of stepping back and seeing all the old phones, the Tamagotchis, the old Arsenal kits? That must have been a strange experience, but fun at the same time.
Yeah, super fun. I think it was fun to go back. It was like a flash in time, and like Francesca, who's the art department director, she was fantastic. Like when you look at Two Tonne's room, It's like the details.
Amazing.
It's just crazy. Like the way that they made some of that stuff, like even getting the Probito bags, they had to make them again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Sick
like,
comeback.
it's all collaborative process. It's like a great team, a great cast, great director, and just great producers, and we all just gel together.
Yeah, man.
Whose room had the Reggie's Thundercats? That was yours.
Yes.
You did mention that before, and I was
Yeah.
like, I think I had a Thundercats one when I was a kid as well.
Bro, like all of those little details, and of course, the team, Nat, Cobby,
Cobby,
Vivine, Joanna, who designed like the velvet, and actually made it. Sorry, she made the velvet thing. Like having that to kind of sink your teeth in, like having that makes you able to sink your teeth in the character, because the feeling of velvet on your knees,
You can't go back.
you can't go back, man.
You can't go back.
And obviously people know Reggie from way back when he did Top of the Pops, and he's done some great kind of documentaries and some short films and stuff. What was it like working with him, not just as a director, but on his first film? Because he was talking about, the butterflies that he had and everything else, but between you and him and everybody else around the production, you all kind of made him feel quite confident in his first film.
What was really nice is that because we was all going through the same experience together, it was our first leading the feature film, and it's his first time directing a feature film. So all going through the process together, and just like being able to be honest with each other and try and make this the best thing we could make out of this film. So it was an amazing experience, amazing, and I think that's why this film is so special to me. Because it's Reggie's first one, and it's also him honouring his friend who passed away.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an amazing experience, really good.
As a final question, you might even get to do this in a film. I don't know if you'll get to make a sequel, so to speak. Where do you think your characters are if you were kind of 10 years down the line? What do you think they'd be up to?
Cappo is definitely running some sort of radio station somewhere.
You think so?
Yeah, he's going to be a big fish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry to disrespect you, man. I'm sorry. Kidda and Tutan. Ourselves. I hope Kidda's a big MC. Hopefully he moved to the times and became a sick grime artist, and then moved to pop so we could
Get the bag.
get a little bit of bag.
Get a bit of bag. A little bit of bag. It's not
Yeah, hopefully Tutan's still my DJ.
Two-time, I don't know. Probably settle down with Sophie. Settle down,
I was kind of hoping that you'd say that, because none of the other two weren't like, oh yeah, family, cats and stuff. But I was hoping you'd say,
have a family, settle down.
You're not coming with Kidda on the road.
Probably still work at Glue Factory. Probably actually the
Boring.
manager. Actually the manager of Glue Factory. The guy I'm eating glue now. Turn this to Sticky Bill.
Sticky Bill.
And I will get one more question in. For audiences, what can you say to them that they'll expect from this one? Because it's not just a comedy. It's not just a 90s movie. There's a lot more going on. What would you say that they'll expect from this one?
They'll find something to relate to. 'Cause I feel like a lot of people may not know about garage intrinsically, but they may be like, oh, it's garage, it's about garage. It's about more than that. It's brotherhood, it's friendship, it's London, it's UK culture. There's something in it for everyone. It's a little bit of a rom-com, a little bit of a comedy, a little bit of a drama, a little bit, do you know what I mean? There's a little bit of, heartbreak, a little bit of, do you know what I mean?
Life.
Yeah.
Life.
Life happens.
Life.
Life happens. Art imitating life, imitating art.
And it's a London we recognise.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's the most important thing, and I think hopefully people can see it and relate to it the same way we could.
Yeah. Amazing. Guys, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talking to
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.